For a long time, Hunter Gray thought being kind meant always being available, always understanding, always making room for other people, even when it cost him his peace. But after too many quiet moments of leaving himself behind, he sat one late afternoon with a notebook in the warm golden light and began to see something clearly. Self-respect is not loud. It is not cruel. It is the quiet decision to stop abandoning yourself in order to be accepted. Hunter Gray was known as an easy person to be around. He listened well, replied carefully, avoided conflict when he could. If someone needed help, he often said yes before thinking. If someone crossed a line, he usually explained it away. He took pride in being understanding, in not being difficult, in making things smoother for everyone around him. And for a while, that felt like maturity. But slowly, another feeling began to grow beneath all that politeness. Resentment. Not sharp or obvious, quiet resentment. The kind that appears when you keep giving from places that are already tired. The kind that lives in late replies you force yourself to send, in invitations you accept out of guilt, in conversations where you smile while a part of you quietly leaves the room. Hunter Gray did not want to become selfish, but he was beginning to understand that kindness without self-respect eventually turns into self-erasure. That afternoon, he sat in his room as warm light from the window stretched across the desk and touched the open notebook. The room was simple: a chair, a lamp, a few books, a cup with cooling tea. It felt peaceful, but inside him there was tension he had been ignoring for too long. He wrote, "Why do I feel drained around certain people and situations?" The answers came quickly. Because I say yes when I mean no. Because I explain away things that hurt me. Because I worry more about seeming kind than being honest. Because I do not protect my own energy. Because I fear disappointing people more than I fear disappointing myself. He stared at that last sentence. I fear disappointing people more than I fear disappointing myself. The truth of it made the room feel quieter. How many times had he betrayed his own needs in small, socially acceptable ways? Not because he did not know better, but because being liked felt safer than being clear. Because saying no felt too sharp. Because boundaries, in his imagination, still looked like rejection rather than respect. He turned the page. What is self-respect, really? He waited a while before writing. Maybe it is honesty without cruelty. Maybe it is protecting my peace before resentment grows. Maybe it is noticing where I keep shrinking. Maybe it is not giving access to every part of me just because someone asks. Maybe it is choosing truth over approval. That final line settled deeply in him. Choosing truth over approval. Perhaps self-respect was not a performance of strength. Perhaps it was a quiet inner alignment. A way of saying, my limits matter too. My tiredness matters too. My discomfort is allowed to count before it becomes unbearable. The sunlight on the desk had softened into amber. Hunter Gray looked at the page and then wrote 3 short promises. Pause before saying yes. Do not explain every boundary. Notice where my body tightens. He almost smiled when he read them. They were so small, and yet they felt more radical than many of the big changes he had promised himself before. Because these small promises touched the actual places where he kept leaving himself behind. That evening, he practiced in a very simple way. He did not answer a message immediately just because guilt pushed him. He let himself wait. He declined one invitation politely without writing a long excuse. He sat with the discomfort of being clearer than usual and noticed that the discomfort did not destroy him. In fact, something surprising happened. He felt lighter. Not because boundaries solved everything overnight, but because each small act of self-respect returned a little energy to his own life. A little dignity, a little inner steadiness. Over the next weeks, he continued using the notebook in the same way. He wrote after difficult conversations. He noted when he felt resentment rise. He paid attention to where he automatically overextended himself and where he felt most peaceful after choosing honesty. He began to understand that self-respect is not built in theory. It is built in moments, in pauses, in the decision not to say yes too quickly, in the choice not to betray your own discomfort just to keep the room smooth. And slowly, his kindness changed. It became less anxious, less performative, less rooted in fear, because now it included him. Self-respect is not loud. It does not always announce itself with confrontation.
No.
Often it arrives quietly, in the pause before overcommitting, in the message you answer later, in the no you speak gently but clearly, in the moment you notice your own tiredness and finally let it count. You do not have to become cold to respect yourself. You do not have to become difficult. Sometimes self-respect is simply this: to stop asking your own needs to wait forever while everyone else goes first. A warm room, a notebook, a few honest lines, a small boundary that says, "I matter here too." That is not selfishness. That is dignity. If this reached you, comment, "I will stop abandoning myself." Subscribe for more quiet, healing life stories about boundaries, self-worth, and gentle growth.